Well, tonight's show brings you to Drakenstein Stud, a magnificent venue. The weather's playing ball, and today is the date set for their stallion parade. There'll be plenty of dignitaries coming through to the Franschhoek region, and we look forward to seeing the likes of Trippy, Philanthropist, What a Winter, and not to forget Horse Chestnut, and the new kid on the block, Duke of Marmalade.
It's a beautiful day here at Drakenstein, and so many breeders have turned out to see the stallions, and hopefully, I think everybody's had a good time. This is the great Horse Chestnut. It's been quite a year for Horse Chestnut. He's the sire of multiple group winner Chestnut's Rocket and listed winners Silent Force for Mike de Kock. He's really started to make a name for himself in South African racing, and it's fantastic to have him back home, siring outstanding horses like Rake's Chestnut, who, if it wasn't for the Horse of the Year Legislate, he would have sired the winner of the Daily News 2000. Horse Chestnut is currently 18 years of age. His book for 2014-2015 is currently full. He's the sire of 7 juvenile winners this year. That's a 78% strike rate. And he's got some very, very exciting 2-year-olds to look forward to. Banbury, who ran 4th in the Queenie Fillies Group 1. Catkin in the Kenilworth Nursery. I think Horse Chest is another great example that, that horses that run in South Africa and that perform in South Africa, as an outstanding racehorse like himself, go on to produce top races in South Africa. And with Rake's Chestnut, we hope that he can go on to win that Group 1 that he so muchly deserves. Okay, ladies and gents, that's Horse Chestnut.
Look to your right, there's What a Winter. This popular young stallion is a triple champion. He was twice crowned Equus Champion Sprinter and also Equus Champion Older Horse. He was the highest rated racehorse in South Africa in the 2012-2013 racing season, and also joint 3rd highest rated sprinter in the world that year. Just 2 points off the maximum mark globally. What a Winter has everything going for him as a young stallion: ability, soundness, speed, looks and pedigree, as well as the support of an incredibly strong team of breeders. He boasts strong genes too, because his sire Western Winter's a triple champion sire, and his dam produced 3 stakes winners herself. What a Winter's first foals have the breeding market buzzing right now, and he's set to cover a very nice book of mares again this year. His first crop will include foals from mares like Adobe Pink, Cape Badger, Cutie Lee, the champion sprinter Farder V. If all goes well, we should have over 90 foals this year by this young stallion. He's blessed, as you can see, with a fantastic temperament and great movement. Philanthropist. He represents a massive boost to the value of South African stud book. He's the distinction of being the only stallion ever imported to stud in South Africa as a proven sire to be credited with 2 first crop champions overseas after arriving here. The $1 Million Classic winner Pender Harbour and the 2013 Sovereign Award champion sprinter Fool's Dream. What makes Philanthropist so significant for our stud book is that his pedigree is entirely free of Northern Dancer, and his dam is a daughter of 9-time world champion broodmare sire Mr. Prospector. He's a son of the mighty stallion Chris S., who's one of Roberto's finest sire sons. Chris S. sired 5 Breeders' Cup winners, as well as Epsom Derby winner Chris Kinn, and he's also famous as the broodmare sire of that fabulous mare Zenyatta. He's ranked 13 of all the sires in the Northern Hemisphere in a list that's headed by Warfront and Galileo. His first 2 crops in Canada produced 6 individual stakes winners from just 51 foals. That's a world-class 12% ratio of stakes winners to foals. He's one of a handful of stallions at stud who have it all: pedigree, racetrack performance, and most importantly, success at stud. His first yearlings go on sale next year, and the reports that we have from breeders that have them, and the proof of that report in the number of bookings they're sending to him in his third season at stud this year, they're very good looking horses.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Trippy, a household name in South African breeding now, and definitely one of the best looking horses in the world. I think we forget that Trippy only has 2 and 3 and 4-year-old runners in South Africa, but he's the sire of 18 stakes horses in South Africa last season, and there are not too many horses that can do that. He's the leading sire in South Africa by juvenile stakes winners, and he obviously has the very, very exciting 2-year-old Africa Burn to race for him this year. He's now a multiple Group 1 winning sire, both in America and in South Africa. He upgrades his mares, and he gets exactly what you see. He gets outstanding looking horses. His yearling sale average is up there with the very best. This year he sired a filly that topped the Cape Premier sale, the highest yearling filly that's ever sold in South Africa for 3.2 million rand. But it's his runners on the track that are really coming to the fore. This year he sired the Group 3 winning Punk Rocker, as well as obviously Africa Burn, who won the gold medallion Group 1. He has the outstanding filly One Fine Day for Mike de Kock to look forward to. She ran third in a Group 1 Alan Robertson, and then second to Africa Burn on that Group 1 on July Day. His real flag bearer for the year was the outstanding filly Hammy Zucker. And now that Beach Beauty's here, retired on the farm, she can now go out and win her Group 1, which she so thoroughly deserves. She showed what a tough filly she is. She was a Group winner at 2, 3 and 4, and hopefully this year at 5 she can go on and win her Group 1. Ladies and gents, Trippy is our premier stallion at Drakenstein, and of course this year he'll be fully supported by his shareholders, and we expect bigger and better things from him to come.
No, Trippy, he's my favourite here, and and I think we haven't even touched the surface with Trippy, and I think the best is still to come. And I think he's a long way from showing that he's going to have a real champion. It's on its way. And, his last year has been phenomenal for Trippy, and he's won 1 or 2 Group 1 races, and I think the best is certainly yet to come.
In my days at the British Bloodstock Agency in Newmarket, and in my capacity as chairman of Blandford Bloodstock since 2001, we are fortunate enough to have been involved with the acquisition of numerous top-class racehorses and leading sires in Europe and America. A list that includes the likes of champions like Excelebration, Dream Ahead, Dutch Art. But I've come here to Drakenstein today to say to you all that Duke of Marmalade is, by miles, the most exciting stallion relocation that we have ever been involved with. And I mean by miles. And that this stallion has already comprehensively proved, against competition with the very, very best in the world, that he is a sire that you should all take very seriously indeed. First of all, and most importantly for owners, breeders and trainers, Duke of Marmalade's progeny has achieved a huge amount on the track over the last 2.5 seasons in both hemispheres. His first crop hit the track in 2012, and since then, that crop has produced a strike rate for the Duke of 10% stakes winners to runners. In 2013, he was European champion second crop sire by stakes winners. And this year, he is currently the leading third crop sire in Europe, ahead of the likes of Fastnet Rock and Darley's New Approach, who stands in Newmarket for a fee of 80,000 sterling. Duke of Marmalade's pedigree also holds huge relevance for South African breeders. He is a son of the mighty Danehill, and he comes from the family of AP Indy and Weekend Surprise. As a racehorse, Duke of Marmalade scaled the very summit of achievement in Europe on the track. But for me, apart from the fact that he is a gorgeous physical specimen, it was his speed, his courage, and his versatility that mark him out as a special racehorse and a special stallion. So in my opinion, the Duke has the progeny on the track, the looks, the pedigree and the race record to excel as a stallion here in South Africa. So I could not commend him to you more highly. It only remains for me to say I wish Mrs. Rupert and her team every possible good fortune with Duke of Marmalade, and also to all of you who are sending mares to him. Thank you.
I remember the day he arrived. A powerful, noble creature with a steady gaze. They told me he was the last great son of the king of all stallions, and that his mother carried the blood of royalty. They said he was once the very best racehorse in all of England, Ireland, and France, and that he was the conqueror of giants. They said he was one of the best stallions in the whole of Europe, and the father of many winners. I heard them say he is one of the greatest stallions to ever step foot in Africa. Called him magnificent. I called him the Duke.
Well, Duke of Marmalade was a phenomenal racehorse and a phenomenon in himself. He was a European champion racehorse when he was a 4-year-old. He won 5 Group 1s. And his progeny have done exceptionally well on the track, and I believe he's one of the most exciting horses ever to land in South Africa, to be a relocated stallion, as it were. He won Group 1s at Ascot, he won Group 1s at York, at Leopardstown. He was a phenomenal racehorse. He had courage, speed, versatility, he had the lot. And as far as South African breeders are concerned as well, he's an unbelievable looking horse. People who've been here to this parade here today are absolutely knocked over by him.
You know, what really caught my attention, he's had 12 stakes winners in Europe, and that's amazing. You know, only behind Galileo. And what's really impressive is the stallions behind him. I mean, the best in the world, really. And, you know, he's just a great looking horse. He was a champion racehorse, 5 Group 1 winners in his 4-year-old career, which also catches my attention. You know, obviously they're going to be horses that come late and mature, stayers. And the fact that he won all his Group 1 winners at the age 4 means you've got a lot to come, and you know, we really like them, and looking at his crop in Europe, I don't see how he could not make it in South Africa.
I think he's an impressive horse, so you know, it's difficult not to be impressed with him. You know, quite interesting, you know, we sit as judges on these animals to try and fit them into our boxes that we think conform, but you know, he's a 5-time Group 1 winner by Danehill from a beautiful family and a proven stallion, so I'm not sure what other, what more boxes he needs to tick, but yeah, everybody seemed to be pretty impressed with him, and there's some pretty critical judges here from the breeders, but no, I think everybody has had a good time.
It's a huge day for Drakenstein Stud, for Mrs. Rupert and her team, Ross Fuller and Kevin Somerville and all the guys here at Drakenstein. But it's also a huge day for South African breeding, because I can't remember a horse of this quality touchdown in Cape Town. It's an incredibly exciting time, and I wish him and the farm huge success, and it's been a wonderful day, and I'm really delighted I came over.
We believe in excellence. We believe that if you're going to do something, you do it to your best ability. We aim to make Balmoral #1 in the Southern Hemisphere, not just South Africa.
Second or no. So number 14, All Is Secret, is victorious. Well Witcher. And for the lads won it.
Shay takes the lead. Shay wins the Elgos.
Well, as promised, we've caught up with John Freeman here at Drakenstein. Firstly, John, couldn't have asked for a better day.
Yeah, I think this lady's truly blessed. I mean, apart from this magnificent property, she called on the right weather pattern. I mean, it happened last year as well. Very lucky. Stunning
venue. Let's talk about the horses that you've got an interest in here. Obviously, you manage some of their stallions. Trippy, phenomenal season last season.
Yeah, he did, huh? He chased Captain L to the 2-year-old sire championship, and of course got his second Group 1 winner, that Colt Africa Burns. He led the 2-year-old sire log by a number of stakes winners, and led the 3-year-old sire. He had a fantastic year with his 3-year-olds. Look, Grant, this horse is knocking on the door of stardom. There's no doubt about the fact that he's a great sire. He was a champion sire in Florida before he came to South Africa, champion freshman sire in South Africa with his first crop. And darn unlucky last year for Hammy's Hooker to have bumped in the fast lane in those two big races, because and in the fast lane now on the way to Dubai, so it's, doors open for Hammy's Hooker to get her share of the glory. Nana Falcon, he's had a very good bunch of horses running for him last year, and we can look for this horse. He was in the top 5 in the overall log, and he'll be there again this year. In fact, I predict very strongly that he's going to challenge top slot this year.
In terms of what we know from the trainers that actually comment about the Trippies as well, there's a lot coming.
Yeah, they are. They got better and better. Look, that first crop, you know, it was all sort of push to get them out to the track. We passed the message out, and generally trainers learned they didn't really want to be pushed too hard too early. No stallion can do that. You know, all of those two-year-old Group 1 racers get under pressure and don't really deliver sustained effort afterwards. So we're happy not to be competing for too many of those, I hope, because they train on. There are horses overseas. There's that horse, a Red Sports Car in Japan, who ran about 170 times. He ran once every month for 9 years of his life. And they train on America. You know, Gourmet Dinner still, I see he ran the other day in a nice race, and he's a 5-year-old. There's 6- and 7-year-olds in America still winning races. So we can expect them to carry on doing that here.
Well, the next stallion in your portfolio that resides here is Philanthropist. Now, what an achievement to get this stallion to South Africa, because he's a proven stallion in his own right overseas. And once you got him here, well, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, it did. You know, he's the first sire ever to come to South Africa. And I must compliment Charles Fall on finding the horse for Gaynor. Gaynor and her team put a lot of effort together hunting around the world for stallions that were of that caliber. And I mean, it took a big team to buy him, as you know. Drakenstein with Highlands and Klavervlei were the three main drivers behind the finance of that purchase. He was a serious acquisition. I think he's a major boost to the value of the South African stud book. Grant, the first sire ever to come to South Africa from that part of the world, who got 2 champions from his first crop after he arrived. Now, you know, our relationship with horses that come from Canada is incredibly strong. Go back all those years, a National Assembly and Jungle Cove were the 2 stallions that came here that did big numbers for themselves. And the interesting thing is that Philanthropist comes from that same family as National Assembly, sorry. And National Assembly is a big name around the world today anyway. Soft Falling Rain and his grandson Shay Shay, done so well for South African horses abroad. You know, Philanthropist's first crop of only 26 foals gets 2 champions. Pender Harbour, who won all those group classic races. And then last year, Fool's Dream wins the Ontario Jockey Club Stakes. And he wins another Group 1 race this year to be the 3rd highest Brisnet rating sprinter in North America. And, you know, the form just doesn't end with his first crop, because he's got 12% stakes winners from his first 2 crops. Now, to be a champion sire in the world terms, the benchmark is 10%. He's performing at 12% level. The stud farms that have got them around, these first crop are going on sale in 2015. And we're taking bookings this year, multiple bookings from stud farms who are saying, I want 4 or 5 nominations to Philanthropist because the yearlings that I've got are so impressive. Well, backed up with the stats that he's got overseas, he can't fail.
In terms of a horse, he's a big, scopy horse, but the yearlings that he looks to have are all going to be qualifications for Book 1, for probably the big sailing Cape Town in January.
I hear that they are forward type individuals. And I was telling you about this form line of his. He's got this filly, this 2-year-old filly, won the Nandi Stakes just 2 weeks ago. So they are 2-year-olds, and hopefully they fit that pattern. You know, from a South African point of view, he's a boost, not only because of his performance overseas, but he's free of Northern Dancer. And he's mothered by a 9-time world champion sire, Mr. Prospector, blood that we can pick up so easily. He has got a litany of pedigrees that work for him in this country, and breeders are using them. I think we're going to see a lot from this horse.
John, the new kid on the block in terms of your stallion portfolio is Water Winter. Now, to me, arguably one of the finest athletes around in terms of the way he moves. Exciting prospects ahead as well.
Great mover, huh? In fact, we had a show here last year when he first arrived, and there were a lot of international people around and said, my goodness me, for a sprinter, how can a sprinter walk that well? You know, he was the 3rd highest sprinter in the world in 2013, in that season. And I think he was in the top 12 horses ranked overall in the world, from a time form point of view. Triple champion racehorse. He was twice crowned the champion sprinter in South Africa and once champion older horse. You know, 4 Group 1 wins, 4 Group 1 places, 17 of his 23 starts were in graded races. Heck of a horse. He got 100 and I don't want to lie to you, about 112 mares last year, so we're expecting well over 90 foals this year. They're foaling right now. Get very excited calls from people saying, I have got a belter for you. I'm waiting for photographs, so you'll see visuals pretty soon of this horse. We'll be putting them out. You just like to let the foals just settle down a bit. They're not so wobbly when they're first born.
You have to believe that, but being a son of Western Winter, there has to be a son of Western Winter that comes out and follows that trend.
Yeah, exactly. Triple champion sire. How could he fail? He's got to produce a son. I mean, that sire line is a sire producing sire line. And the interesting thing about What a Winter's Dam Wasila is that she's a daughter of Al-Nura, and he's one of the world's great broodmare sires. She produced 3 stakes winners. It's an incredible family. This is the family of Celine, the mother of Hyperion. We're talking about sire producing dam line. He's got the credentials to do the job, and if they look as good as he does, you know, he was a 525 kilogram horse that just floated, and he raced sound from 2 to 5 years. All of those ingredients, he's got it all.
And What a Winter's going to win it.
What a Winter! What a sprinter! He goes on to win it well.
And What a Winter's back to his best show to win it by 4.
Drakenstein stud-based What a Winter has made a fantastic start to his stud career. The sight of the Triple Champion's spectacular first foals born this season has the market buzzing. A handsome 520 kilograms and blessed with the most superb temperament anyone could wish for, What a Winter always wowed his fans with his incredible turn of foot. He has that rare ability to dig deep into his vast reserves of courage and determination when asked for that extra effort. What a Winter was the highest rated racehorse in South Africa in the 2012-2013 racing season. He was also the joint 3rd highest rated sprinter in the world in 2013, just 2 points off the top mark globally. What a Winter raced sound from 2 to 5 years, winning 15 races and 3.3 million rand. He won from 1,000 meters to 1,600 meters, including 4 Grade 1 races.
What a Winter over towards the inside. Magico's up towards their outside, but What a Winter's taken control now and he's going on well in the closing stages. Magico behind that, but What a Winter, what a sprinter. He goes on to win it well. Rushing Wind was up for second.
But What a Winter now comes into the lead. Delaga Deluxe is going to try and make a race of it. But What a Winter now sprouting wings over the last 100 metres. And What a Winter's back to his best here to win it by 4.
But here comes What a Winter, charging through along the inside, and What a Winter draws alongside of Via Africa. What a Winter now shows his class. He takes the lead. It's the champion sprinter, What a Winter, that beats Via Africa. Gabble right, shove it Aura.
What a Winter has got 2 lengths to make up. In behind that then comes Sharp Design. It's Via Africa the leader. What a Winter's coming home hard. Via Africa, What a Winter is flying down the inside. And What a Winter has won the computer form sprint. What a Winter, what a sprinter.
And he was placed in a further 4 Grade 1 races. He campaigned in graded race level in an incredible 17 of his 23 career starts. His regular pilot, Bernard Fade Herb, often reported that What a Winter hardly raised a sweat in dispatching his opposition. What a Winter is syndicated amongst the top breeders in the Cape and is expecting over 100 foals in this first crop. Among his harem in 2013 was the likes of Adobe Pink, Cape Badger, Cutie Lee, and champion sprinter Far De Vie, etc. The champion also covered sisters or half-sisters to the likes of champion sprinter National Currency, champion filly Private Reserve, Grade 1 Mallorca Stakes winner Love is in the Air, J&B Met winner Angus, Grade 1 winner Happy Landing, the galloping gold mine Empress Club, Grade 1 Champions Cup winner African Appeal, etc. What a Winter is also expecting foals out of proven broodmares such as Sweetfelt, dam of Grade 2 winner Vertical Takeoff, Evening Standard, dam of Grade 2 heroine Captain's Call, and Magical Miss, dam of the classy sprinter Magico. His fans anxiously await news of the foaling of Equus Broodmare of the Year, Aikenfeet, daughter of champion broodmare sire Fort Wood, the dam of Equus champion Cape Town Noir. What a Winter has everything going for him as a stallion: ability, soundness, speed, looks and pedigree, as well as the support of an incredible team of breeders and another superb list of mares in his second season. What a Winter is a son of triple champion sire Western Winter, and he's a descendant of the immortal Celine, who produced the legendary sires Hyperion, Mospera, Sickle, Pharamond II, Sir Tristram, and many others. His dam is the Irish-bred miler Wasila, who produced 9 to race, 8 winners, including 3 stakes winners. Wasila is a daughter of the spectacular sire Ahanura, one of the few sires ever to produce an Epsom Derby winner and the dam of an Epsom Derby winner. His next dam is a daughter of Horse of the Year and Derby winner Troy. Ahanura produced the dams of 2 of Europe's most in-demand sires, Cape Cross and New Approach, and he features prominently in the pedigrees of many top-class performers worldwide. What a Winter stands at Drakenstein Stud Farm and is managed by John Freeman.
Bounded away from them.
And very well done to Sean and to Chris. I think they've got a bit of a horse in their hands.
Peregrine on the far inside, but Pomodora, and Pomodora stays on the better one well today.
He is really a nice horse to ride.
Pomodora in the middle's picked it up in the closing stages, and Pomodora has raced away and has won it well.
He just stamped himself as a top 3-year-old in the country.
Smanji and Pomodora, here comes the line, very close, maybe Smanji in a photo.
And I'm excited for Pomodora to get to stud, and I'm excited for him to start producing. It's just a whole new adventure and a whole new start, and believe you me, when Chris and I see them in the ring, we will put our head down.
New Turf Carriers is a family-run business owned by Mark and Dorrie Sham and their 3 sons, Michael, Matthew and Marcus. New Turf Carriers has been in long-distance transport since 1995 and pride themselves in excellent service, punctuality and loyalty to their clients. Every single stud farm and every single sale to every single racecourse, New Turf Carriers pride themselves in delivering your horse safely. The welfare of your horse is paramount, and it is to this end that we have our own midway stop between Johannesburg and Cape Town. This is situated at Colesberg, where we have a stabling facility for 60 horses, so that the horses on long trips can get off and have a rest during their journey. The bottom line is, New Turf Carriers take your horse from door to door with pride, passion and punctuality.
Gavel House is the leading website for trading horses online. Selling your racehorse, mare or even a share in a yearling is so easy on Gavel House. You can browse our sires directory to match the best mating for your mare, with text description, videos and up-to-date sires reports. Gavelhouse.com is the best way to sell your horse. We reach places others can't, where buyers and sellers deal direct and pay no commission. Go to gavelhouse.com.
Well, let's cross over to our Gavel House section, and again 2 slides provided by Gavel House. We'll start off with unraced horses. The first one is Windbreak. He's by Windrush. He's out of a Sylvan Shade mare, and he's a 2012 colt. They're looking for 80,000 Rand. He's a good-looking classic type of colt, and there are shares available. If you are interested, you need to contact Mark Bass in the Western Cape, obviously representing the Mike Bass team. And obviously Windbreak was purchased off the 2-year-old sale by Mike Bass. He's a smart colt by Windrush out of the 3-time winning Silvano mare, Sylvan Shade. Right, our second slide is for Interface Ace. He's by Mies Approval. He's out of Casey.com. He's a 2010 gelding. They're looking at 15,000 Rand per 10% share. He's a quality gelding out of the half-sister to JPEG, and there is only 1 share remaining. You do need to contact Keith Williamson if you want to get involved here. Interface Ace is a lightly raced Mies Approval gelding. He's a 1-time winner over 1,200 metres, and he's also had 2 seconds. He's currently in training with Dion Fisser, and his dam Casey.com was a winner over 1,600 metres, and she herself is a half-sister to the young hot sire JPEG. That's basically a wrap from today's edition. It's been fantastic being out here at Drakenstein. We've seen some fantastic stallions, and obviously great to see the new kid on the block, Duke of Marmalade. And we've heard from everybody thanks to Vicky Minot and her interviews and the rest of the team out here. And we certainly hope you join us next week with Breeding to Win.